Hey, what's up, kidfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Thank you for joining us here on Adapt and Respond, where we are going to chat about the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the NBA championship and what a journey it has been to get here. I'm so excited. It shouldn't feel this personal, but it feels so damn personal. Feels like it's been in the making since November 16, 1907. Because that's what this state is about, man. That's what it is. We be doing it. We be proving it. If you're in here live, I appreciate you being here live. Let me know where you're coming from. You know, throw it in the chat, whatnot. If you're listening on the podcast a little later on, we missed you. But we know you're here in spirit. For me, this is special in a different way. It's special in a totally different way. Many of y'all know I'm from Tulsa. I went to high school here. I went to college here. I went to OU for grad school. Tried to finish the PhD program at Oklahoma State. Didn't quite take. Didn't leave the state. Been in the state since I was 13 years old, which means that I didn't get to see the formation of Sooner football. None of us are like 150 years old. But I did get to see the formation of this team. And I get to see what it was like for Oklahoma to have a major professional franchise that it could call home. And remember, this comes out of Katrina, right? The Oklahoma City Pelicans are what it was here. And we owe a debt to CP3 and those folks because, you know, they made this place home. But they also gave us an opportunity to show. It gave us an opportunity to prove. It gave it an opportunity for the small market team to let everybody know what's really good. That, yeah, we give a damn, and we will show up back when it was still called Chesapeake Arena and not Paycom. And from there, you know, the Seattle Sonics, they moved, and we got a new franchise. You know, I don't claim them. They don't claim us. I get it. But that's my team. And from the jump, it felt like this team was going to win it sooner rather than later. Many forget Kevin Durant coming to the Thunder. That was a Seattle Sonics pick. And he ended up coming here. He didn't do what Skylar Diggins did, which is ditch the Tulsa Wings because she didn't want to go play at Tulsa. Same thing Liz Cambridge did. Ditch the Tulsa Wings. She didn't want to come play here. Now they're the Dallas Wings, and they got Bucher and whatnot because that's what people do here. They take a look at this state, not unlike Indiana, and they say, I could care less. I'm not moving there. It sucks. It's a red state. It's red dirt. There's nothing there. There's nothing to do. There's no ocean. There's no attractions. There's only us. Yeah, there's only us. We do just fine, you know? And I love this team because it reflects the state. I didn't think it would be this iteration of these players that would lead us to a championship because you got to remember, man, you got to take it all the way back. I'm covering OU football on October 27, 2012. It's a day that lives in infamy for two reasons. One, Notre Dame comes down in Norman, and Notre Dame stomps a mud hole in Oklahoma and walks it dry, 30-13. Manti Te'o and them. Didn't matter that Landry Jones threw for like 356 yards, no TDs. It mattered about the no TDs. Could not move the damn football. Bob Diaco absolutely going in on 2012 Oklahoma. A place that had been a fortress before they got there. 79-3 before Notre Dame came in there and handed Oklahoma an L. They dropped it to 5-2 and scudded us out of the national championship race, and Notre Dame gets in there with Bama. Same night, 10:30, I look down. My man's Darnell Mayberry, who was covering it for the Oklahoman. He said, hey, look, the Thunder have traded James Harden to Houston for I kid you not, Kevin Martin, Daquan Cook, and Parks. And I was so mad. I was beside myself. Oh, Nikki, I appreciate you. Shout out to you, dog. I appreciate that. I was beside myself mad. I was so upset. Because I knew that they were breaking it up. I knew that they were breaking up a good thing. Remember, the Thunder had just gone to the NBA Finals. It was KD. It was Russ. It was James. It was Serge. They were going head up with the Miami Heat. With Mr. South Beach himself. And LeBron and Wade and Bosh, they got him 4-1. I'm an intern that summer. Before I got this job covering OU football, I'm covering that team at Chesapeake Arena. And it's great. It's the only NBA Finals I've ever been to. Probably the only one I'll go to in some time. And I remember how this state was so overjoyed and moved by these dudes. By a bunch of 20-something black men that ain't got nothing in common with Oklahoma except they live here. And even then, it was clear to me that this team meant something different to us. It meant something different than OU football. Because at a time when it was so hot, and it's late June, it's 100 degrees out here most of the time. I watched people flock to Will Rogers International Airport so they could welcome home a team that lost 4-1 in the NBA Finals. Thunder did a service. They sent water because they knew people were going to be out there. They didn't want anybody being dehydrated, people passing out. But my job with my man Anthony Slater, who covers the Warriors and the NBA at large for The Athletic, Tony, one of the best in the business. If you don't read Tony, you don't watch Tony, you don't know what you're doing. But me and Tony was out there because the intern's supposed to go get the story about the people. We're supposed to get the color, right? So I talked to this family, the Yeagers. And I remember Miss Barbara Yeager. And I asked her what I asked many people. What you doing here? Why are you here? It's hot. It's too hot to be out here. I'm out here in a tie because that's how I used to roll back then. And I'm sweating through it and all of that. And I'll never forget what she called me to call her Babs. What Miss Babs had to say to me. She said, RJ, you from here? Yes, ma'am, I'm from here. Then you understand. I said, tell it to me like I'm an alien. Tell it to me like I'm 9. And she said, remember that before the Thunder got here, what people outside would say about this state is tornadoes. Why do y'all live here? Tornadoes come through here, ruin everything you have. Why do you stay there? They talk about how this place was meant to be a desert, a wasteland, to send people from other nations to stay. They talked about the Murrah building bombing, a thing we still haven't recovered from. Talked about the 2009 tornado that later became the 2013 Moore tornado. And she said when the Thunder play, and they play as well as they played now, they don't talk about that. They talk about that team. And it still moves me, man. It does, because it's true. That's why I do what I do. It's what sports does, you know? It gets underneath your skin. You start leaking at the eyes. About some 20-somethings you'll never know, never meet. Millionaires from Canada. Bald-headed white dude. A dude from Minneapolis, a 7'2" to want to be black in the worst way, but out there stuffing people's shots. TJ McConnell, you're getting nothing. Nada. SGA gets out here, starts growing his hair out. For that, it felt like, okay, cool. They're going to trade James. He turned down $55 million over 4 or over 5. It's cool. We're going to be all right. Because we still got Russ. We still got KD. And we rode that to July 4, 2016. Lord knows that was a terrible day. That was a horrible day. Because it was clear that Kevin Durant did not want to stay in Oklahoma City. He didn't want to do it. It wasn't going to be his. It wasn't what it was going to be about. It was very clear that he wanted an opportunity to go win championships somewhere else. And he thinks he's going to get it done at OKC. So after trying to sign the man, July 1 comes around. He's a free agent. July 4th, 2016. This boy going to go into the Players Tribune and tell us all he's going to Golden State to join the evil empire. To join the Death Star. And go get his championships. And that's what he did. A couple days after that, Sam Presti does what everybody else thought he should do, which is trade Russell Westbrook to who? The friggin' Houston Rockets. We get CP3 back and picks. But those picks panned out. So we mired. We tank it a little bit. We go in, we get more picks, and I would tell anybody that would listen, I can't draft picks on the back of somebody's jersey. Ain't never won no championship for me. It ain't never happened. I get it that Sam Presti knows what he's doing, but until I get to see championships won, I don't want to hear nothing about no picks. Jalen Williams turns out to be one of those picks. Chet Holmgren turns out to be one of those picks. But before all that, the MVP needed to come, and nobody knew he was going to be the MVP, least of all me. July 10th, 2019, the Thunder traded Paul George and picks to the Clippers. And the Clippers, who knew the SGA was good, I don't know that anybody knew it was going to be this good, but they knew he was good. They didn't want to let him go, but they knew the deal wasn't going to get done unless they go get SGA. Okay. Now you look around, Paul George at the Sixers, he got a popping podcast, but he ain't done nothing in the NBA this year. We'll see what he do next year. And SGA is given an opportunity to lead. Given an opportunity to lead with a 40-year-old white dude from Massachusetts who had coached at Holy Cross in Florida in the OKC, Oklahoma City Blue. You know, Mark Diagnol. He said, hey, we're going to try to run this back with y'all. We tried it with Scott, tried it with Billy, let's try it with you. All right, cool, bet. And I remember I'm a host now. I'm hosting 9 to 11 a.m. sports talk show, the RJ Young Show on the Sports Animal, 97.1 FM, shout out locally. And I'm busting my ass, man. I'm working so hard trying to fill segments, trying to get people to do the show, trying to get interviews. And I would record interviews at the house. And I forget, John Calipari called me back while he's on vacation in Greece, while he was still the head coach at Kentucky. Because SGA had just been traded to OKC, and I want to know, hey, can I get him to tell me about this dude that is going to be introduced to this place? And I asked some stupid questions in retrospect. Still learning the job. But John Calipari did what great coaches do, even with dudes that are learning on the job. He picked me up. He told me, you're not going to find anybody that outworks Shea. It's just not going to happen. He's in the gym. He was skinny when we got him. His shot was a little awkward, but we told him what he could do, and he did it. He went to work, and he went to work, and he went to work. You're not going to find a better leader. He said that in 2019, 6 years ago. He has since, Shea, signed, contract is worth $1 bajillion. And that too means something different. Hair grown out, you know what I'm saying? He's so smooth and he's so suave. Doesn't need to say a whole lot to get the point across. And them dudes will fight for him. Toward the end of the game, right? You can see they were going in. Appreciate you, Nikia. You can see him going in, talking about, hey, J. Will, step back. This inbound's coming to me. Yeah, it was. And that's what it takes, man. That's what it takes. I did not think that it'd be riding the line with them. I didn't think that this was the team to get it done. I didn't think they had enough in their chest. Look, Game 6, I probably felt like you felt. Two things, right? I felt two things. I felt, okay, they know they got a game in hand. The other one is the Pacers just ain't going away. They just hustle, heart, grit. And it's going to be a story about Tyrese Halliburton, no matter who talks about it. It's going to be, if Tyrese Halliburton was healthy, what happens in this game? As he was healthy in the last game, he wasn't healthy in Game 5. Last 2 trips to Oklahoma City, he ain't have it to go. To which you could see TJ McConnell doing everything he can. Pascal Siakam doing everything he can. Nesmith doing everything. Everybody over there was working their behinds off trying to make it happen. But it was clear to anybody that had been watching this team, even for the postseason, that Oklahoma City had 5 dudes that could go be another 5 dudes. They could go 12 deep on the bench, and they can always find a way. Hands are active, playing outstanding defense. Everybody's favorite hustle project, Mr. 10-day contract himself, Lou Dort, just being a pest. TJ McConnell thinking he got the fast break. Nope, let me get my hand in there, dog. Don't bring that down. We're going to get our hands active. If you want to make it into a nasty game, you want to make it into a hard fouling game, we'll do that too. And that's what happened. That's what happened. They tried to slow the game down. And eventually it got too slow. Because when the Thunder are up 20, I'm going, run this clock. Please. Tick, 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 tick. I need this clock to come off. I need stoppages and plays to stop. I need this clock to run. Because I know what this Pacers team is capable of. And they showed it. Like they got back to within 10. And it looked like here they come again without Halliburton. I think what people are going to miss when they do the talk show in the morning, it's a point that I will raise. I think what people are going to miss is how easy it would have been for this team to fold. I think people are not going to give those 20-somethings over there enough credit. I mean, Jalen Williams been in the league for 3 years. You know, Chet Holmgren been in the league for 2. You know, Isaiah Hartenstein putting on a triple-double on a G League winning team, but that ain't the same. Let's not act like that's the same. And I'm sure a bunch of y'all wanted to fight Dick Jefferson over there. Dick and Doris and them, because like, whose side are you on? That's how I know that I'm in it, right? Because you feel like the play-by-play and the color are like against your team. It's like, hey, get off all of this Indiana stuff and this grit and stuff and talking about what TJ McConnell is or isn't. Talking about how hard you like to see this other dude play defense. I don't care nothing about none of that. Get back on this Thunder. That's what we here for. That's what it's about. You know, I'm being a fan. You know what I'm saying? While Dick trying to tell me all about, you know, what the Pacers gonna do, it felt biased, dog. It did. It felt like people were rooting against them because they expected them to win. Because Indiana would have been the better story. And you know what? Had I been in that spot, maybe I'd make the same mistake, if you will. But I got a team in this. I got a dog in this fight. I need my dog to win. I need my dog to win. So what are we doing here, man? So what are we doing? And at the end of this, I looked up and I said, did SGA have 27? Where? Because I'm watching him drop dimes. Finding dudes that are wide open because he made them wide open. Running pick and pop, running pick and roll. I think if you're a youth basketball coach, you loved watching this game because everything about it was fundamental. I appreciate you, Nakia. Everything about it was fundamental. For those of y'all that are listening on the podcast, Nakia dropping the super chat, which I appreciate. I thought I turned those off. I need to turn those off. You know, I don't need y'all throwing money at this, man. Appreciate it, though. I really wanted to come and fellowship. I really wanted to come and say how grateful I am. Because this state has not seen a winner like this in 25 years. Like, Patty Gasso and the softball team been holding it down. KJ Kindler and the women's gymnastics team been holding it down. But in as far as the two biggest sports in this state, it has been dry. I mean, to get so close in 2012, that hurt. I mean, we were happy to be there, and that's probably the problem. We were happy to be there, but it hurt. And to watch the Sooners continue to go to the college football playoff and get cooked. Get cooked. I mean, there's the double overtime, which I still put on Lincoln because you're up 17, squib kick, you go them back in the game. But then getting absolutely destroyed by Quinnen Williams and Josh Jacobs and them. I mean, I'll never forget. Josh Jacobs from around the way. He's from around the corner. And that dude ran over Robert Barnes like he was standing still. Just trucked him right into the first-round draft pick like Josh should have been. Got the jersey right over there. Signed it. And then you get LSU, which nobody was going to do nothing with. But a lot of them men made their mint over the dead bodies of OU's defense. Justin Jefferson said, no, I'm him. Watch this. Jamar Chase said, no, I'm him. Watch this. And I'm watching Jalen Hurts on the sideline. Can't do nothing about this. Meanwhile, I continue to make a show. And I make college football content. I talk about the sports that I love. I talk about the teams that I love. And I keep going, when is it going to be my turn? when is it going to be my turn to be Bama, to be Georgia, to be Ohio State? When do I get to have a time? This is it. This is it. It's not going to be what it is when OU wins the national championship. But it's really, really sweet. And it's really, really cool. Because today, a lot of my homies, they went to church. And I'm telling you, the only thing that's going to be sweeter than going to church, going home, seeing that the Thunder won this championship is going to church on Wednesday. and then going to church on Sunday next, especially if you don't live in this state. If you don't live in this state and you claim the Thunder, you claim Oklahoma, I need you to show up with your blues on tomorrow. I need you to give everybody the business at work tomorrow. I need everybody to know what time it is and where the champs stay. Okay? Because that's what it is. For the next year, the champs stay here. The champs stay in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Damn, that's cool. That's so cool. You know, like they talk about, hey, so small market franchises have won this before. I mean, San Antonio's in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got Dallas over there. They got Houston over there. San Antonio's in Texas. Okay? I don't do that. I don't do all that. If you told me San Antonio was in New Mexico, maybe we got something to talk about. You know? If Memphis had won, we have something to talk about. But no. The state with 4 million people, the small market team that is the little engine that could, the dude that could have won Executive of the Year the last decade, finally wins it for the first time. Mark Daigneault wins that Coach of the Year. MVP is Shea. Don't necessarily agree with that one because Nikola Jokic was doing stuff we've never seen before. But the point is taken. I love so much that I got to hear national analysts and sports talk hosts around the country say Oklahoma City, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma City. There is nothing that brings me more joy than knowing that you have made the world acknowledge you. That's why you see that versus everybody everywhere, like Detroit versus everybody, Ohio versus the world. I mean, I saw Tulsa versus everybody hat just yesterday. Went to the Drillers game because I'm that dude. It's a different kind of elixir. It's a different kind of way of getting through life. Knowing you got that in your back pocket. Again, you don't know nobody over there. You ain't got no family over there. You know, that might be your third cousin removed. You might call him that. That might be your play uncle, your play cousin over there. And you might know somebody that did concessions. Maybe they collect the mail, whatever. But that ain't yours. Ain't your kid. And yet and still, it feels like family. It feels like family came up. It feels like family did it for all of us. And that's powerful. Because 10 people will reach out to you. And you get to mend fences that have been broken for years. I mean, one of the things that I love most about Oklahoma City and the Thunder, Norman and Oklahoma, Stillwater, Oklahoma State, there are people that I swear to you, I got nothing in common with. I would just as soon be mad as hell at them. And they would just as soon be mad as hell at me. But if you get me talking about OU football, or you get them talking about Oklahoma State football, or you get them talking about what the third man down on the scoring chart got to do for the Thunder, we're going to be here for hours. We're going to be here for days. And we find a way to fellowship. We find a way to be friendly, to be cordial. You know, I really love that. I really do. I really love that. I hope Kevin Durant does the right thing, sends everybody their flowers. I hope Russell Westbrook does the right thing, sends everybody their flowers. But if you have been on this team from day one, if you have suffered up, down, side to side since 2008, I hope you enjoy the hell out of this. I really do. I hope you walk around with your chest out and can't nobody tell you nothing. This day, this night, is why we sports fans. This is why we show it out. Don't be crazy at the parade when they throw it. We ain't Boston. We ain't Philly. We're not going to be stupid like that. We don't light stuff on fire. And we don't make the police get involved. But have yourself a damn good time. Smoke your cigars if you got them. Get you a 40 from down the road. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all do the Coke 45. Some of y'all do the White Claws. We got all kinds in here. You know, some of us do the Mad Dog 40-40. If you the kind, be the kind. If you're going to have the cookout that's going on all night, baby, have the cookout that's going out all night. All right. I'm going to wrap it up now because I went 4 minutes longer than I thought I was going to go. So, y'all be easy. Y'all be kind to each other. Celebrate this win.